still hums your favorite song, though nobody's singing now. Dust dances through the afternoon like memories drifting down. Your coffee cup is where you left it, the photograph still leans. Every corner holds a shadow of the life we used to dream. And on the piano by the window, a bouquet fades away. The roses that you gave me on our last perfect day. I keep telling myself flowers were meant to die, but why does every falling petal feel like another goodbye? Withered roses on the piano, just like the love we couldn't save. Once they bloomed so bright and fearless, now they're scattered on the keys we played. Every note becomes an echo, every room repeats your name. The flowers lost their color slowly, the same way you slipped away. And I sit here in the silence where forever came undone, with withered roses on the piano and a heart that still belongs to someone. I remember rainy evenings, your fingers tracing mine. You said we grow old together, like a promise carved in time. But seasons never ask permission, they just change what they can't touch. And somehow all the love between us wasn't quite enough. The moonlight spills across the hardwood like tears across my face. I'm learning how to live without you, but I still feel your place. They say healing comes with distance, and wounds will someday close. But every time I see the piano, I see those dying roses. Withered roses on the piano, just like the love we couldn't save. Once they bloomed so bright and fearless, now they're scattered on the keys we played. Every note becomes an echo, every room repeats your name. The flowers lost their color slowly, the same way you slipped away. And I sit here in the silence where forever came undone, with withered roses on the piano and a heart that still belongs to someone. Maybe love never really leaves us, maybe it changes form, living in forgotten melodies and places once called home. Maybe every broken ending is a story carried on by faded petals and old songs. Withered roses on the piano, a garden made of yesterday. Still wore black tonight for the first time, not for someone gone above, but for the dream we buried quietly at the funeral of our love. The church bells weren't ringing, no flowers lined the aisle, just 1,000 broken memories stacked in silence, mile by mile. Your picture in my trembling hands, your name upon my lips. 1,000 things I never said fell from my fingertips. No one brought condolences, no one came to pray. Just me and all the promises that couldn't find a way. Before they're fully told. Welcome to the funeral of our love, where forever lies beneath the ground, where every always that you whispered is just an echo now. I'm standing by the grave of us, trying not to break apart, laying roses on the future you once planted in my heart. And as the final goodbye falls from above, I'm left alone with memories enough at the funeral of our love. Maybe someday I'll stop crying when I hear your name. Maybe someday I won't carry all this sorrow and this blame. But tonight the sky is weeping and every star has dimmed, because the world keeps turning, though mine stopped with him. Welcome to the funeral of our love, where dreams are dressed in shades of gray, where the life I thought we'd live together was slowly taken away. I'm kneeling by the grave of us, holding pieces of my heart, trying to understand how soulmates can end up worlds apart. And when the mourners all have disappeared, I'll still be standing here year after year at the funeral of our love, where I buried you, but never buried the love, where I buried you. were sparks in the middle of darkness, a wildfire nobody could tame. You held my hand and swore forever as we danced inside the flame. Every kiss lit up the heavens, every touch could melt the cold. We believed our love was endless, too young to know what time could hold. Now the smoke hangs in the silence where your laughter used to live, and I'm standing in the ruins of everything we tried to give. Funny how a fire can warm you, then leave you freezing in the air. To embers, every dream became the dust. What was once a blazing future is a memory of us, and I'm holding on to fragments of a love I couldn't save. Just ash from the flame we built, falling softly on your grave. I still hear your voice on rainy nights, like a ghost inside the storm, reminding me of who I was before my heart forgot its form. The photographs are fading slowly, but your shadow remains clear. Some wounds don't need a reason to survive another year. I tried sweeping up the pieces, tried pretending I was strong, but some fires leave a mark so deep you carry them your whole life long. And every time I think I've healed, another ember starts to glow. Now I'm just ash from the flame we built, scattered by the winds of goodbye. Once I burned so bright beside you, now I'm learning how to die. Every promise turned to embers, every dream became the dust. What was once a blazing future is a memory of us, and I'm holding on to fragments of a love I couldn't save. Just ash from the flame we built, falling softly on your grave. Maybe love was never meant to survive every storm. Maybe some hearts break apart trying to keep each other warm. But if I could live it over, I'd still choose every scar, because for one beautiful moment you were my brightest star. Now I'm just ash from the flame we built, carried where the night winds blow, searching through the empty darkness for the warmth I used to know. Every ember has surrendered, every candle lost its fight, but I still see your face appearing in the corners of the night. And though the fire is long, it's clock keeps counting every second like it's trying to prove you're gone. But every shadow in this room still whispers where you belong. I smile when people ask me if I'm doing better now, but they don't see the storm inside or hear my silent doubt. Some wounds don't leave a mark at all, they're hidden underneath the skin. I'm bleeding in the dark tonight when nobody can see, trying to hold together all the shattered parts of me. You took the light you brought into my life the day you walked away. Now I'm searching through the darkness for words you used to say, and every tear becomes a river, every memory leaves a spark. I'm still losing pieces of my heart, bleeding in the dark. Your sweater's hanging in the closet, though I should've let it go. Some things become a prison because they're all we have to hold. I replay our last conversation like a film that never ends, looking for a different ending where we don't become strangers again. The city sleeps around me, but my mind won't close its eyes. Some goodbyes keep living on long after they arrive. The deepest pain is often felt in moments nobody knows. I'm bleeding in the dark tonight where nobody can see, trying to hold together all the shattered parts of me. You took the light you brought into my life the day you walked away. Now I'm searching through the darkness for words you used to say, and every tear becomes a river, every memory leaves a spark. I'm still losing pieces of my heart, bleeding in the dark. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's learning how to breathe with the empty space you left behind and all the things you couldn't keep. Maybe someday when I hear your name, it won't hurt quite this much. But tonight you're still the ghost my lonely heart can't stop to touch. I'm bleeding in the dark tonight, but the dawn is drawing near. Though the scars you left behind me may stay for many years, I loved you more than words could hold, more than time could ever measure. And even broken part of me will always keep that treasure. So if you ever think about me when the stars ignite the sky, know I carried all the love alone the night you said goodbye. And though the world keeps turning on after you left my heart, I'm still bleeding in the dark, wishing you were here just one more time. cathedral bells are ringing through the silence of my soul. Every echo sounds like heartbreak, every note another hole. I light a candle for the future that we never got to see, and watch the shadows dance around the ruins you've left in me. The pews are filled with memories, dressed in black and standing still. Every promise that we whispered now lies buried on the hill. I never thought forever could end without a sound, yet here I am, still searching for what cannot be found. This is the requiem for you and I, for the dream that couldn't survive, for the hands that once held tightly and the hearts that felt alive. Let the choir sing our story, let the heavens hear me cry as I lay to rest the love we knew in the requiem for you and I. The stained glass windows catch the moonlight like shattered pieces of our past. I trace your name across the silence, knowing nothing beautiful can last. Your voice still lingers in the hallways like a hymn I can't forget, a melody of what we once were and everything I still regret. The flowers left beside the altar have begun to fade away, just like all the dreams we planted for a never coming day. light still finds my window, but it never feels the same. It touches all the empty spaces where you used to say my name. I make my coffee fake a smile, walk through another day, while carrying 1,000 pieces of the heart you took away. No one notices the silence hidden underneath my skin. They see me standing tall somehow, but not the war within. Some heartbreaks don't arrive like thunder, they fall like snow without a sound. I'm dying inside softly, one memory at a time, watching all the dreams we built disappear before my eyes. You left without a warning, but your shadow never leaves. And every night I hold my tears like secrets in my sleeves. The world keeps turning around me while I'm frozen where goodbye began. Dying inside softly, trying to understand. I still know your favorite songs, still know the way you laugh, still remember every little thing the future couldn't have. Sometimes I hear your voice in crowds, and my heart forgets the truth. For one brief second I believe I'm still standing next to you, but reality returns again, like rain against the glass, reminding me that some forever was never meant to last. The deepest wounds are often hidden behind the strongest smiles. I'm dying inside softly, one memory at a time, watching all the dreams we built disappear before my eyes. You left without a warning, but your shadow never leaves. And every night I hold my tears like secrets in my sleeves. The world keeps turning around me while I'm frozen where goodbye began. Dying inside softly, trying to understand. Maybe healing is a slow song that nobody wants to hear. Maybe every broken heart needs time to face its fear. But tonight the moon still finds me sitting where you used to be, talking to the ghost of someone who no longer talks to me. I'm dying inside softly, but somehow I'm still here, carrying the weight of us through every lonely year. The love we had still lingers like a candle in the rain, fighting through the darkness, though it knows it can't remain. And if someday I stop missing you, it won't mean I didn't try. It'll mean I finally learned to live without asking why. But tonight I close my eyes and hear your voice one final time while I'm dying inside softly. Missing you quietly, loving you endlessly. Ooh. There's a rose upon my dresser from the day you said you'd stay. Now its color fades like promises that slowly slipped away. I trace the edges of the petals as the evening settles in, trying to hold on to a story I know I'll never live again. The room is full of quiet ghosts of laughter we once knew, and every corner keeps a fragment of a life I shared with you. I watch the seasons change around us, but I never thought we'd end. And when the last petal falls, will I finally let you go? Will the pieces of my broken heart learn what they don't know? Because I've been holding on to shadows long after you moved on, praying love would somehow find its way back to where it belonged. But tonight I hear the truth call through these lonely bedroom walls. Our story ends the moment the last petal falls. I still remember rainy Sundays curled up beside your chest, believing I'd found forever in the place my heart could rest. Now forever feels like fiction written in a different life, a chapter torn from my hands by the sharpest kind of knife. Sometimes I almost call your number before reality appears and reminds me we're just strangers now, separated by the years. Some flowers faded so slowly you don't notice till they're gone. And when the last petal falls, will I finally let you go? Will the pieces of my broken heart learn what they don't know? Because I've been holding on to shadows long after you moved on, praying love would somehow find its way back to where it belongs. But tonight I hear the truth call through these lonely bedroom walls. Our story ends the moment the last petal falls. Maybe love isn't measured by how long it survives. Maybe it's measured by the ache it leaves behind inside. And if every tear I've cried for you were gathered into rain, the sky would carry all my sorrow across the world again. Now the last petal falls like a whisper in the night, like the final piece of hope finally reaching its fight. I watch it drift toward the floor as my tears begin to rise, knowing some goodbyes are written in the language of our lives. Though tomorrow still awaits me, part of me remains with us in the silence after heartbreak, in the dust of what we were. And as the rose lets go forever, I finally understand. Sometimes love can stay inside your heart, even when it leaves your hands. The last petal falls, and so do I. said we'd grow old together beneath a sky that never changed. You painted pictures of tomorrow with colors that have washed away. I held your words like sacred scripture close against my fragile heart, never knowing every promise could someday fall apart. Now the echoes fill the hallway where your footsteps used to be, and the silence tells a story you could never tell me. Some vows are written in the stars, some vanish with the dawn. This is a requiem for a broken promise, a song for the dream that died, for every forever you placed in my hands then left behind. I still hear your voice in the distance calling through the memories, but all that's left of us now is a melody of what could never be. And I sing alone tonight to the ghost of you and me. The photographs upon the shelf still smile like nothing changed, but every frame is just a window to a world too far away. I remember how you held me like you'd never let me fall. Funny how the strongest shelters can become no shelter at all. I replayed our final moments 1,000 times or more, searching for the reason love walked out the door. The hardest truth to carry is love can't always stay. This is a requiem for a broken promise, a song for the dream that died, for every forever you placed in my hands then left behind. I still hear your voice in the distance calling through the memories, but all that's left of us now is a melody of what could never be. And I sing alone tonight to the ghost of you and me. Maybe promises are lies when they're spoken with belief. Maybe people simply change and leave love underneath, but knowing that it won't heal me, it won't dry these tears I've cried, because part of me still lives in the life we never tried. This is a requiem for a broken promise, for the future we designed, for the home we never built and the years we left behind. Let the piano tell the story, let the strings begin to weep, for a love that once was everything and now only visits in my sleep. I'll carry your name through every season, though you're no longer mine to keep. And this requiem will play forever. Ah, in the chambers of my heart. Found your letter in the drawer tonight, folded like a prayer gone wrong. The ink was fading, but the memories still knew where they belong. Outside the rain was softly falling, like tears from a weary sky, and every drop upon the window felt like another goodbye. I used to think love made us stronger, like roots beneath the earth. Now I'm standing in the garden, questioning what it was worth. The roses lost their color slowly, just like the promises we made. Love lies bleeding in the moonlight, on the ground where we once stood. A beautiful thing left broken, misunderstood. Every petal tells a story of a dream we couldn't keep. Now the night is growing colder, and the wound is running deep. I reach for you through empty shadows, but you're farther than you see. Love lies bleeding in the moonlight, and I'm drowning in the tree. Your name still lingers in the hallway, like a song that won't let go. And every room inside this house remembers what I know. I remember how you looked at me like I was all you'd ever need. Funny how forever sometimes turns into a memory. The candles burn beside the window, but they cannot bring you back. The fading light just paints the outline of the life we couldn't have. Some hearts break in a single moment, some break a little every day. Love lies bleeding in the moonlight, on the ground where we once stood. A beautiful thing left broken, misunderstood. Every petal tells a story of a dream we couldn't keep. Now the night is growing colder, and the wound is running deep. I reach for you through empty shadows, but you're farther than you see. Love lies bleeding in the moonlight, and I'm drowning in the dream. Oh, maybe somewhere in another lifetime we found a way to stay. Maybe there the ending wasn't written, and love didn't fade away. But this world keeps moving forward while I'm still standing still, holding all the pieces of a heart that refuses not to feel. Love lies bleeding in the moonlight, but I still kneel beside the pain, watering dead flowers with tears, knowing they won't bloom again. Every memory is a heartbeat, every heartbeat calls your name. And though the seasons keep on changing, the ache remains the same. One day I'll learn to leave the garden, one day I'll set us free. But tonight, love lies lies bleeding, and so does a part of me. Love lies bleeding where you used to be. The streetlights still flicker in my memory, like they did on summer nights when we swore we'd never lose each other. Beneath those golden lights, back then every road led somewhere, every dream had your name. Now I'm walking through the wreckage of a place that doesn't feel the same. The windows are forever shattered, the signs are rusted through, and every empty corner whispers a story about you. What once was full of laughter now echoes in the dark. Welcome to the ghost town of our hearts, where the memories never leave, where every broken promise still hangs upon the breeze. The streets are lined with photographs of the life we couldn't save, and every step I take tonight feels like walking through a grave. There's nobody left to love me, but your goodbye left its mark. Welcome to the ghost town of our hearts. The coffee shop where we planned forever exists only in my mind. The little dreams we built together were left somewhere behind. I still hear your voice in empty places, calling through the years like a radio station fading between the static and the tears. Some nights I drive through old emotions, looking for a sign that maybe somewhere in the distance you're still wishing you were mine. But all the roads keep ending where your shadow disappears. Welcome to the ghost town of our hearts, where the memories never leave, where every broken promise still hangs upon the breeze. The streets are lined with photographs of the life we couldn't save, and every step I take tonight feels like walking through a grave. There's nobody left to love me, where your goodbye left its mark. Welcome to the ghost town of our hearts. Maybe every love leaves ruins when it finally falls apart. Little pieces of forever scattered through a broken heart. And though time keeps moving forward, some places never change. There's still a room inside me where you remain. Welcome to the ghost town of our hearts, where the streetlights still burn low, where I revisit old tomorrows that disappeared long ago. The wind still carries your laughter down avenues of pain, and every memory I buried finds its way back again. Maybe someday I'll stop searching for the life we dreamed from the start, but tonight I'm lost forever in the ghost town of our hearts. once lived and never truly left. I found the box beneath my bed tonight, filled with plans we used to keep. Little notes about forever and promises we'd never leave. A house beside the ocean, a porch swing painted white. The names we give our children written in your hand that night. I held those pieces carefully, like fragile glass remains of a life that never happened, now dissolving in the rain. No one tells you heartbreak isn't losing someone, it's losing who you thought you'd be. I'm burying the dreams we made, one by one beneath the stars, laying down the future we carried in our hearts. Every road we swore we'd travel, every wish we used to chase, now they're resting in the silence of an empty sacred place. And with every tear that falls tonight, I say goodbye again to the life we never lived and the dreams we made back then. Your sweater still hangs in the closet, like it's waiting for your touch. Funny how the smallest things can still hurt this much. The calendar keeps turning pages, the seasons come and go, but part of me remains suspended in the world I used to know. Sometimes I close my eyes and see us growing old side by side, then reality arrives again like another shifting tide. The hardest part of moving on is leaving forever behind. I'm burying the dreams we made, one by one beneath the stars, laying down the future we carried in our hearts. Every road we swore we'd travel, every wish we used to chase, now they're resting in the silence of an empty sacred place. And with every tear that falls tonight, I say goodbye again to the life we never lived and the dreams we made back then. Maybe somewhere in another world, the story ended differently. Maybe there we're still together, living out our destiny. But this world gave us an ending neither one of us could change. And now all that's left are memories and 1,000 shades of pain. I'm burying the dreams we made, but they're buried deep inside. Every promise, every heartbeat, every tear I've tried to hide. The flowers on this lonely grave may someday fade away, but the love that built these dreams in me will always find a place to stay. And though tomorrow waits beyond this night, part of me remains standing in the moonlight, burying the dreams we made, burying our forever beneath the falling rain. place is empty now, just shadows on the stone. Where we used to sit for hours, never feeling alone. I still remember how you held me, like when it couldn't touch our skin. Back when love was still a fire, and we believed we'd always win. But flames don't ask for permission before they disappear. One day they're dancing in the darkness, the next they're nowhere near. And all that's left to warm my hands are memories I can't hold. Cold ashes, broken embers, scattered where our loved ones burned. I'm searching through the ruins for a lesson never learned. Every spark became a sorrow, every glow became a scar. Now I'm sitting in the darkness, wondering where you are. And though the fire died long ago, part of me still remembers the warmth we lost in cold ashes and broken embers. Your photographs beside the window catches evening's fading light, like a ghost refusing to surrender to another lonely night. I've tried to pack away the pieces, try to lock the past outside, but heartbreak finds 1,000 doorways and slips through every time. Some people leave a memory, some leave an empty chair. You left an entire universe that still feels like you're there. And every time I think I'm healing, another ember starts to glow. Cold ashes, broken embers, scattered where our loved ones burned. I'm searching through the ruins for a lesson never learned. Every spark became a sorrow, every glow became a scar. Now I'm sitting in the darkness, wondering where you are. And though the fire died long ago, part of me still remembers the warmth we lost in cold ashes and broken embers. Maybe every love leaves traces long after it is gone. Tiny lights inside the darkness that keep flickering on. Maybe that's why I still miss you after all this time has passed. Because some fires may stop burning, but their echoes always last. Cold ashes, broken embers, resting underneath the rain. The fire's gone, but somehow I still feel the pain. Every dream we built together drifts away into the night, yet your name still glows inside me like the last surviving light. And if tomorrow finally finds me strong enough to surrender, I'll still carry pieces of us like cold ashes. came through my curtains like it always used to do. But mornings haven't felt like mornings since I lost me and you. The coffee's growing colder in the cup beside my bed, and your side of every memory still echoes in my head. The world wakes up around me, cars roll down familiar streets, but everything feels different now without your heartbeat next to me. They say each dawn brings healing, but they don't know what I know. Because every morning after you feels like morning after you. Another day of missing someone I can't stop loving through. The sunlight fills the windows, but never warms the room since you left. Every sunrise blooms like a flower of gloom, and every waking moment starts with breaking all over anew. Every morning after you is morning after you. I still reach for my phone sometimes to tell you little things, like how the rain is falling softly, or what my favorite song still brings. Then reality reminds me we're no longer who we were, and silence answers every message I never get to send to her. The calendar keeps moving forward, but my heart remains behind, lost inside the pages of a life I cannot find. Some goodbyes don't end at midnight, they follow you into the day. Because every morning after you feels like morning after you. Another day of carrying pieces of a dream that fell into. The birds sing outside my window like nothing's gone wrong, but even beautiful melodies can't bring back our song. And every waking moment starts with missing what I knew. Every morning after you is morning after you. Maybe someday I'll stop counting the days since you walked away. Maybe someday your name won't ache in every word I say. But tonight and every tomorrow, until my heart learns something new, I'll keep waking up to emptiness where I once woke up to you. Every morning after you still feels like morning after you. Though the seasons keep on changing, the hurt remains in view. The sunlight paints the walls in gold, but my world stays painted blue. Because love doesn't disappear just because it's through. And if healing finally finds me, it'll still be true that a piece of me was buried in the morning after you. The morning after you. Still loving you without you. place beside the window, gathering dust and fading light, a relic from the dreams we carried before we lost the fight. I remember every promise floating softly through the air, like petals drifting in the springtime, certain they'd always be there. But seasons have a cruel way of taking what they give, and now I'm learning how to breathe without the life we'd live. Some scars don't show upon the skin, they bloom inside the soul. Crimson tears on white silk, falling where your loved ones lay, a beautiful stain of sorrow that time cannot wash away. Every thread still holds a memory, every fold still speaks your name, and though the fabric may be spotless, my heart will never be the same. I'm wrapped inside the ghost of us, in a world that feels so still, leaving crimson tears on white silk. The moonlight paints the empty bedroom silver across the floor, like it's searching for the pieces of what we were before. I still hear your laughter sometimes in the spaces between songs, and for a moment I forget that forever didn't last this long. The mirror shows a stronger woman than the one you left behind, but strength is just another word for surviving what changed my mind. And every night I close my eyes to visit yesterday. Crimson tears on white silk, falling where your loved ones lay, a beautiful stain of sorrow that time cannot wash away. Every thread still holds a memory, every fold still speaks your name, and though the fabric may be spotless, my heart will never be the same. I'm wrapped inside the ghost of us, in a world that feels so still, leaving crimson tears on white silk. Maybe love was never meant to last forever in our hands. Maybe some hearts are written like castles built in sand. But if I had the chance again to relive every smile and kiss, I'd still choose every moment, even knowing it ends like this. Crimson tears on white silk, like roses bleeding in the snow, a masterpiece of heartbreak only lonely hearts could know. The years may dull the edges, the pain may lose its knife, but part of me will always carry the colors of that life. And when the final memory fades and the stars release their light, there'll still be crimson tears on white silk. In the chambers of my heart, where you remain tonight. Ooh. days like flowers laid in rain, speaking to a room of shadows, still carrying your name. The walls remember laughter, the windows know our dreams. Every corner of this old house holds echoes in between. I never thought I'd have to say goodbye to what we were, but forever lost its meaning somewhere in the blur. Now the silence fills the spaces where our future used to be. So here's a eulogy of us, a love too beautiful to keep, a story written in the stars and now buried underneath. For every promise that we whispered, for every midnight we held on, for every always we believed in. Before it all was gone, I'll speak your name one final time, though my heart still refuses to. This is the eulogy of us and the life I dreamed with you. I remember dancing in the kitchen barefoot on a Friday night. You spun me through the ordinary and made everything feel right. We talked about forever like it was already ours, never seeing storm clouds gathering beyond the summer stars. Now I keep those moments folded like letters in a drawer, treasures from a world that exists only in my heart anymore. Some endings leave a doorway open, some leave only empty rooms. So here's the eulogy of us, a love too beautiful to keep, a story written in the stars now buried underneath. For every promise that we whispered, for every midnight we held on, for every always we believed in. Before it all was gone, I'll speak your name one final time, though my heart still refuses to. This is the eulogy of us and the life I dreamed with you. If love could hear me now, I'd thank it for the scars, because they prove that once upon a time you were truly in my arms. And if somewhere you're remembering the way we used to shine, I hope you know a part of you will always live in mine. So here's a eulogy of us, for the chapters left unread, for the home we never built and the words we never said, for the years we thought were waiting beyond the horizon blue, for the version of forever that belongs to me and you. The mourners all have gone now, but my heart still sits in pews, listening to the echoes of the eulogy of us. The eulogy of us, a love laid down but never truly lost. day, still surviving through my tears. We were young enough to believe that love could outrun time, like two stars chasing forever across a perfect sky. Back then every kiss felt endless, every goodbye felt small. Neither of us knew someday there'd be no us at all. Some stories leave a scar behind because they were beautiful. Sweet sorrow, bitter end, you were my forever and my then. The best thing that I ever lost, the wound beneath my skin. I hate the way I miss you, I love the way we were, caught between a memory and pain, a blessing and a curse. And if I had to choose again, I'd still let my heart descend into that sweet sorrow and that bitter end. The photographs are fading slowly, but your eyes still shine somehow, frozen in 1,000 moments that I can't return to now. I remember rainy Sundays, curled up beneath your arm, back when the future felt certain and the world felt safe and warm. Now the seasons pass without you, like pages turning by, but every chapter still remembers the reasons that I cried. Some loves don't last forever, but forever they remain. Sweet sorrow, bitter end, you were my forever and my then. The best thing that I ever lost, the wound beneath my skin. I hate the way I miss you, I love the way we were, caught between a memory and pain, a blessing and a curse. And if I had to choose again, I'd still let my heart descend into that sweet sorrow and that bitter end. Maybe love isn't measured by how long it survives. Maybe it's measured by the way it changes all our lives. And though goodbye still breaks me every time I hear your name, I wouldn't trade the fire we had just to avoid the flame. Sweet sorrow, bitter end, the song that never truly ends, because you're woven through the pieces of the woman that I am. The tears have lost their anger, but they still fall now and then, for the love that taught my heart to fly before it broke again. And somewhere in the quiet where the past and present blend, you'll always be my sweet sorrow, my beautiful mistake, my bittersweet beginning and my bitter end. The evening paints the sky in colors too beautiful to last, just like all the dreams we built now fading into into the past. I watch the sunlight surrender slowly to the arms of coming night, and I see us in the horizon, losing what we used to fight for. Your shadow lingers beside me, though you're nowhere to be found, like a ghost of all our tomorrows, still walking this sacred ground. The hardest part of losing you was watching it happen day by day. Welcome to the twilight of our love, where the daylight disappears, where forever turns to memories and hope dissolves into tears. I can feel the darkness coming as the golden moments die, and there's nothing I can do now but watch us say goodbye. The stars are rising over us while our hearts are falling through. This is the twilight of our love, and I'm losing you. And I'm losing you. I remember how your eyes would shine like summer in full bloom. You could turn the smallest moment into something I assumed would never end. But seasons don't ask questions before they change the view. One day you're holding heaven, the next it's leaving you. Now every song reminds me of a place I can return, and every lesson heartbreak teaches feels like one I never wanted to learn. Some endings arrive like thunder, others fade with the setting sun. Welcome to the twilight of our love, where the daylight disappears, where forever turns to memories and hope dissolves into tears. I can feel the darkness coming as the golden moments die, and there's nothing I can do now but watch us say goodbye. The stars are rising over us while our hearts are falling through. This is the twilight of our love, and I'm losing you. If I could stop the evening sky, I'd hold the colors in their place. I'd freeze the final moments before goodbye touched your face. But time keeps moving forward, and the night won't wait for me. So I stand here in the fading light, watching what used to be. This is the twilight of our love, the last glow before the dark, the final flicker of her before it breaks apart. The moon now owns the heavens, where our sun once used to shine, and though tomorrow still will find me, you'll no longer be mine. Yet somewhere in the dying daylight, a part of us remains true, forever living in the colors of the twilight of our love. The twilight of our love, where I lost you and never stop loving you. used to paint my world in color, golden sunsets, emerald skies. Every moment felt like magic, reflected in your eyes. We were a photograph in motion, bright and fearless in the light. But somewhere in the space between us, the colors lost their fight. Now I walk through faded memories like galleries of yesterday. Every frame still holds a shadow, but the hues have washed away. I never thought forever could slowly disappear. We're fading into black and white, like an old forgotten film. The colors of our promises growing faint and growing still. Every laugh becomes an echo, every touch a ghost of time. And the masterpiece we once were is losing all its lines. I keep reaching for the rainbow that disappeared from view. We're fading into black and white, just me without you. The record still spins softly, playing songs we used to know. But even music sounds different when love decides to go. I still remember how you'd hold me like the world couldn't break through. Now I'm holding on to silence because I can't hold on to you. The seasons keep on changing, yet somehow I remain standing in the same old doorway, calling out your name. Some heartbreaks happen suddenly, some slowly steal the light. We're fading into black and white, like an old forgotten film. The colors of our promises growing faint and growing still. Every laugh becomes an echo, every touch a ghost of time. And the masterpiece we once were is losing all its lines. I keep reaching for the rainbow that disappeared from view. We're fading into black and white, just me without you. Just me without you. If I could gather every color you ever brought into my life, I'd paint the sky above me and keep our dream alive. But memories aren't paintbrushes, and tears can't stop the gray. So I watch our picture slowly drift further away. We're fading into black and white, but I still see traces of gold in the corners of the moments that my heart refuses to let go. Every color tells a story, every story says your name. And though the canvas keeps on fading, the love remains the same. One day I may stop searching for the shades we once knew, but tonight I'm lost forever, fading into black and white. Fading into black and white, where every color became a memory, and every memory became you. the road we traveled. One last time beneath the rain, every step felt like a memory, calling out your name. The streetlights cast their golden halos on puddles filled with yesterday, and I could almost see us dancing before you slipped away. I've carried you through every season like a wound I couldn't mend, holding on to shattered pieces of a story near its end. But even broken hearts grow weary of fighting what they cannot change. This is a heart laid to rest, a final goodbye to the dreams we kept, a farewell to forever and the promises we left. I've cried enough oceans to drown 1,000 nights. Now I'm laying down the sorrow and surrendering the fight. Though loving you was everything and losing you was my hardest test, tonight becomes the moment a heart is laid to rest. The photographs upon the mantle still smile from another time, back when forever seemed certain and your hand was holding mine. I remember every little detail, like pages burning to my soul. The way you laugh, the way you whisper, the way you made me whole. But ghosts don't build tomorrows, and wishes don't change fate. Sometimes love arrives like heaven, only to leave too late. The hardest prayer I've ever spoken was asking my heart to let you go. This is a heart laid to rest, a final goodbye to the dreams we kept, a farewell to forever and the promises we left. I've cried enough oceans to drown 1,000 nights. Now I'm laying down the sorrow and surrendering the fight. Though loving you was everything and losing you was my hardest test, tonight becomes the moment a heart is laid to rest. Maybe some loves aren't meant to stay, but they're meant to change who we are. Like a comet crossing midnight skies, leaving traces in the dark. You'll always be a chapter written deep inside of me, but not every beautiful story gets the ending we believe. This is a heart laid to rest beneath the moon and fading stars. Not because I'll stop loving you, but because I've carried it too far. The ache will still remember, the scars will still remain, but they won't own tomorrow like they did yesterday. And if your name still finds me in the silence of my chest, I'll smile through the sadness and whisper one last blessing for a love that changed my life, for a dream that couldn't stay, for the girl I used to be, and the heart I've laid to rest at last. We stood beneath a sky of diamonds, counting stars we'd never lose, building castles out of promises, certain love would see us through. You traced forever on my skin, like a vow carved into stone. Back when I believed your heartbeat would always echo with my own. But time can turn the strongest rivers into dry and empty streams, and sometimes love becomes a stranger to the people in its dreams. I heard the silence growing louder long before you said goodbye. This was the last breath of forever, the final whisper of our name. The moment all the lights went fading and nothing felt the same. I watched tomorrow slip right through me, like sand between my hands, and all the future we imagined collapsed where it would stand. Somewhere between I love you and the tears we never hid, forever took its final breath and quietly gave in. Your photograph still guards the shelf, like a soldier left behind, protecting pieces of a story that only lives inside my mind. I still remember how you'd smile when you caught me staring too long. Funny how the sweetest memories can hurt when love is gone. The house still knows your footsteps, the windows know your face, and every room becomes a monument to your absence in this place. Some endings happen in a heartbeat, some break apart one day at a time. This was the last breath of forever, the final whisper of our name. The moment all the lights went fading and nothing felt the same. I watched tomorrow slip right through me, like sand between my hands, and all the future we imagined collapsed where it would stand. Somewhere between I love you and the tears we never hid, forever took its final breath. Maybe forever isn't measured by the number of our years. Maybe it's the mark a person leaves after they disappear. Because even now you're living in every corner of my soul, a beautiful unfinished chapter that I'll never fully close. This was the last breath of forever, but not the last breath of love. Because some hearts keep on beating for what they're dreaming of. The stars still shine above me, though our constellation fell, and every wish I ever made still knows you far too well. So if the night should ever find you thinking of what might have been, remember there was once a forever that lived beneath our skin. And when it took its final breath, it carried part of me with it. The last breath of forever still echoes in the dark, still echoes in